here we are again in the wonderful world of Denizens. My intros are just getting so good. Yeah, pro. Let us get ready and generate a fortune pool. Shagbok, do you want to do the honours and kick us off? And
yeah. Okay. Do D6, yeah?
Yeah. A 5. Ooh. Right. Okay. One for you then. In that case, with a 5, nearly mine. Ah, Utarigna. Can you roll a 6 for me on a D6, please? Thank you.
Let's see. 6? No.
1. No, definitely yours. Sorry. Okay, so the Denizens have another one. Chuck that up there. So 2 in the bank so far. And Jabir.
Righty.
Have a real.
Nice.
4, so that's 3. Excellent. And now, yes, Utarigna, you are being Deputy Shazguth.
Yeah, I'll do one for...
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
Oh, still going your way so far. It's looking good. 4, and then we are also without Ragrut. Get better soon, Ragrut. So as Deputy Ragrut, Shagbok, do you want to spin another D6?
Nice.
5, okay. And then Merilicious. He gets a 5.
Wow.
And then 1 for the Forces of Darkness.
All
good, actually. Yeah, you're right. 1. That goes to you
hey,
as well.
Take it back. Darkness then.
Okay.
Look at all that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that puts you in a very good position. Now I'm just going to copy those fellas and stuff them onto the map. In the meantime, let's try and remember what the heck fire was going on last time. And feel free to chip in. I seem to recall that you were nearly out. You'd spent 2 weeks after finally fighting your way through the spider caverns and all the boogans and having mudslinging contests with them. You were being led out by Merilicious, and sort of like several weeks of stomping and limping and cursing and arguing, and you'd started to reach what you think is the very end of the caverns and had a scrap with some spoiders. No, bats. Stinky bats.
Bats.
Spiders on the brain. And put paid to those giant bats, and had also come across a host of interesting looking rubble and bones, and uncovered a collapsed entrance into what looks like some kind of a dwarven temple, maybe, or tomb, or some kind of ritual site for sure, anyway. And had entered the foyer and given Shazguth a really hard time by booting her in. They'd stumbled onto a magical dwarven rune that tried to put them to sleep. They resisted that, got a bit cocksure, and tried to open the doors and got electrified, and are currently sat on a bench, steaming slightly, still frazzled with burn marks. Hair is in a sort of hair bear bunch arrangement. Let me slide you onto that map, and let's pick things up where we are left off. So currently you are located in this antechamber, wherein there is a sort of font, an old weapons rack, a somewhat decrepit statue of a dwarf with an axe and beard, but in priestly ritual robes with the markings of Mahal, the Maker, and this impressive set of banded double doors, heavy teak with iron bolts, and a sort of push open set of metal plates which you already know discharge electrical energy into those who dare to touch it. And Shazgoth is sort of like staring at her hands, which have some minor burns on them, and you are all clustered at a safe distance in the in the entrance. And Merilicious the Hobgoblin ambles over, and he says, "Look," sort of cranes, sort of like trying to get a decent view behind Jabir. You go, "Oh well, what is all this? What is it you have found?"
I'm going to back up a little bit and say, "There's some kind of big door in there. Go and see if you can open it." And I'll back out the way a little bit to make space for him and just like usher him in. If he'll just go in.
He
Go on.
looks sideways at you. It's like
I'll say to him, "Don't stand on that thing."
he looks sideways at you because he's been on the receiving end of quite what I would say was consistently bad advice on your part. Depends which way you want to look at it, really. Nevertheless, however, you are an imposing Uruk, and
I've not steered him wrong at all. Don't know what you mean. He's showing us the way through.
he squeezes past you reluctantly and steps into the entryway here, looks down and sees this rune engraved, still partially covered with dirt and dust, and gingerly tiptoes around it, glances over at Shazgoth in a burnt wedding dress, sat on the stone bench recuperating, and looks at the doors and stands before them. I had no idea this was here at all. Here, fascinating. And I have passed this way many times. What did you say you wanted me to do exactly?
I'll ask him. That big door, is there a keyhole?
He goes a little closer, but still,
Don't touch it.
I will not. I cannot see nothing. Cannot see no keyhole. Gee, but this is dwarves. They're very cunning when it comes to their doors,
Well, what I'm thinking is, if there's not a keyhole, then there's another way to open the door. There's not a key that we're missing, and just put it in and open it. So I think there'll be a way in that room maybe to open it. So I guess I'm going to go in as well and just mine the rune.
Mm-hmm. Mind the rune!
And the rune. Careful over there. And just like, I don't know, have a nosy around and see if I can spot anything that would look like a mechanism.
Yeah.
I know Shazgoth already looked at the dude in the corner.
Indeed.
And the bench, because she sat on it. So I guess I'm going to look at the weapon rack, because it's the most odd thing in in a holy ritual. There's font, you know, and whatever. So I guess I'll have a look at that.
I'll enter as
Come
well.
on, brother.
Okay.
I can't let you have all the fun. So I move in gradually. I'll go over to the statue
Yes.
and look at the sword.
It's an axe, not
Axe.
a sword.
The axe.
Yeah,
is what
it's
I'm
a
saying.
double-handed great axe. You know, which the dwarf is sort of like cradling, like they're sort of, you know, using it to sort of like to lean on. I mean, it's like
Is it like a stone axe, or is it actually a proper axe to use?
It is a stone axe. This is a statue carving, but it is,
Okay.
you know, it has all the definition and the detail that you would expect. Of course, it's this is bigger than life size. This dwarf, considerably bigger. So, if it was a real axe, it would be massive to wield. Probably Jabir could get away with it. And Utsarigna, you are, from the sounds of it, scrutinising the weapon rack.
The weapons, right?
Yeah. So do you want to scrutinise?
Well, I'll synergise my awareness.
Merilicious is looking around as well, so he'll help.
Okay, to give me a +10.
No,
to
he give
me
you
an
a
assist,
dice.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, okay.
Okay.
Alright, I have a look.
Okay. Well,
Exactly the same.
get you sane.
God.
Yeah.
I shove him into the door. Well, I'm tempted to elbow him a little bit. See if he nudges into that door.
Yeah.
Find out.
Oh,
Look what you're doing.
I ain't trying to help here. Now the weapon rack has, you know, is clearly been there for a very considerable long time, but doesn't look quite as old or as permanent as the stone bench, the statue, and the font. You know, but it looks like it was added maybe a little after that, but still, nevertheless, has been there a long time, and you can see that, you know, it's been there long enough for there to be wear from where it's been handled and where weapons have been placed in and taken out, you know. But with that success, you notice that one of the situating struts seems just a little bit more worn than the others, as if it has been directly handled.
Awesome. Okay, I look over and see my brother nabbing at the statue, and then I'll just pull the weapon rack bit and see what happens.
Yeah, that particular part, that sort of like hook, you know, as you reach for it, is nothing less than, you know, a handle, a switch, and it rotates and clicks up, and you hear behind you where the double doors are the sounds of chunk, 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 bolts
I step back
moving,
in case. Get behind
receding,
Merilicious,
and
just-
Merilicious sort of leaps back. Oh, what happened? What did you
Hey
do?
there. I didn't do anything. What did you do, brother?
I didn't do anything.
Do I? Well, I don't know. I'm guessing that maybe that's disabled the door trap, but I'm not quite sure. So I want to shove Merilicious so he hits the door. See if that sets it off, or if it's actually like, you know, if it's disabled.
Okay, so I mean, do you want to shove him then and roll to shove him, because he's going to try and resist this. He doesn't want to be shoved. He's already been elbowed by you before.
Does he
and he's a
know
bit
though?
wary
Is he
of
looking
you.
at the door? Is he looking at the door?
He's not solely just looking at the door. You know, he was just asking you, Yes, he knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shove him and he'll defend.
Okay. Okay. As a barehanded attack or just as a athletics?
Do it as athletics. We'll do it as a opposed athletics test.
All right. I'm gonna synergize my stealth, I guess, because I'm trying to do it without him realizing.
Yeah.
So even if it doesn't do that, I'm just trying.
That's a success.
It is.
And it will be degrees of success here.
Mhm.
I'm going to spend his token. As you...
Have you rolled his? Because I can't see if he's rolled something.
Oh, has it gone into whisper mode? How annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rolled a failure. Apologies.
Oh.
86 he got. So I'm going to give him a reroll.
Fortune point. Nice.
Yeah, spend a fortune point and have another go. Athletics. Synergize his awareness. Didn't do that before. Still fails. Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, I mean, you know, he's wary of you, but you're too sneaky and sort of like underhand, and
I'm
you
just like, just slipped.
yeah, you shove him. Yeah, and he stumbles into the doors, puts his hand out to protect himself. His hands, touch the
Watch it.
plates.
I take my hands right off him just in case he gets electrocuted. I don't want to touch him. He gets electrocuted.
A fair thing to try and do.
I imagine he turns around and goes, "That's corruption."
This is corruption. It's corruption,
Okay.
and he gets zapped.
Oh shit! Be careful there, Merilicious.
He's going to take 2d10
Oh
plus
my God.
2. 8, 9, 10 points of Damagios, courtesy of the doors. 8, 9, 10. His damage threshold is 10. He's already really bloody wounded. He's always looking pretty ragged already. But the electrical energy plays off his clothes and goes and his armor and his sort of, you know, and he sort of like does something. And he sort of like staggers around. And you notice that the doors, as he bounces back, shift slightly inwards, slightly open. So whatever you did unlocked it, but didn't disarm the trap.
Disarm the trap. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Do they open like away from us or inwards towards us?
They open away from you into the corridor, slightly.
Awesome.
Yeah, as he
I'm
bounces
gonna
off it.
shove him so he goes right through the doors then.
So can I have a further look at this statue as well?
I'll wait for you for a minute.
You can do. Okay. Let me
further.
shove open the doors as you are perusing the statue. So you'll now be able to see, sort of like beyond
Upstairs.
that, there's a brief stretch of corridor, and then a set of steps going down, and then it turns 90 degrees, further steps going down. The statue, Shagbok, as you know, you're trying to look at it while all this chaos is going on. Merilicious has been shoved through into the entryway, protesting. is, as previously described, a massive stone statue of a dwarf about twice life size, wearing ritual robes, a large battle axe that it leans on. Not much else to add. It's on a raised plinth.
Can I give it a wobble? Can I see if anything moves on it?
It is incredibly heavy granite-like stone and has a significant several tons of weight, so it's not moving and doesn't appear to have any obvious moving parts.
Okay. I shall move over to the font thing.
What's Jabir doing at this point? And Rut of the Rags.
Well, there's not enough room for me to go in because I take up like half of this fucking space. So I'll stay in the sort of doorway, watching everyone fart ass around.
Oh, you could get in there. I mean, it's a bit of a squash and a squeeze, you know, but if you duck, you could get into the antechamber if you wanted to.
Get on all fours.
Not quite that bad, but you know, you would have to hunch over really to get underneath the archway, but then you can stand up inside the antechamber if you wanted to. And I mean, I guess Ragrut's probably, you know, sort of like trying to peer between the troll's legs and sort of like look around one side and the other.
It would be scattering about. I'm here, master. Can't do the voice. I'm here, master. So, oh, this looks interesting, master.
Don't stand on that, Ragrut.
So, I can imagine what this.
Actually, yes, stand on it.
Actually, that's probably a good idea.
What, stand on the rune that sends you to sleep?
See if he falls asleep.
So,
I
I'm just wondering.
dare you. Stand on it.
Well, I just wondered if there's actually a connection between the electricity, that copper thing, and that font. So the font's got water in it, is that right? Or something?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does have some fairly clear looking water, you know, not sludgy or... It's a little bit dusty and dirty, perhaps, but layer of dust on top, but there is water in the font, yes.
I'll ask Shagguff. Oh yeah, Shagguff. Do you think this has got anything to do with it? Pointing to the font.
She'll totter over with her hair all over the place and have a look in it.
Sees her reflection and sees the hideous new hairstyle that she has.
Well, I imagine like we're underground, getting clean water's not that easy because this is where the enchanted stream goes.
It is, yes.
Can I do that trick, you know, when she looks down at the font to look at the water? I'll just shove her,
I'm gonna say
her head into it.
she's gonna like maybe dip her finger in it, but
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe she would have a drink. Like, how easy is it for us to have found drinking water that isn't enchanted stream water?
It has been a challenge, but you have done so. But yeah, you've always had to be very cautious because most of the water that you've encountered has been from the enchanted river. But you have found the occasional sources of water, you know. But on the odd occasion, I imagine over the last few weeks, traipsing through these caves, you've made an error, made a mistake, found water supplies,
Someone's fell asleep.
and then watched someone fall asleep.
Well, maybe we've had it that we've taken turns on the day to like, it's your turn to drink the water. So today, it's Shazga's turn. Witch, it's your turn to try today's water. Go on, drink it. And see if she'll drink a little bit of it. See if anything happens.
So she dips her hand in and
Yeah.
and sniffs it first,
Yeah.
and then sort of she does a little sign, a gesture you see her commonly make as she invokes the protection of the Witch Queen, and sips at it. Waits. There's a bit of a
We'll
pregnant pause. Yep. Nothing happens, and then she puts both hands in and takes a few handfuls, water dripping down. She uses it to smooth her hair down a bit,
Okay.
and looks around and says, "It seems just ritual water."
Does the font refill itself from somewhere, or is it just like once she's drunk it, there's a bit less water in there? Does it look like it comes from a, I don't know, is there a hole in there that fills it up or something?
Well, sort of like perhaps if a Torigna goes over and sort of like peers, what you would see is a few bubbles and bloops, and the level slowly just sort of like rising. It does seem to be refilling.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go over. I'll shove her out the way and drink some.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't hog it all.
It's refreshing,
Same.
good water. Yeah.
Cool.
You could replenish, a water skin or water
Fill
bottle.
up our water
Yeah.
skins,
I imagine
Yeah.
you would have those.
Right.
Meanwhile, sort of like Merilicious is sort of like peering down the steps, and I mean he's still in a bit of a bad way, but nevertheless he is dutifully sort of like gingerly heading down the steps, very sort of like slowly, and then sort of like Scooby-Doo peeks his head around the corner.
I'm going to follow him, but I'm going to follow like where he's walking, because we know dwarves and steps, whatever, so
God, he didn't even
I'm going to
think
be
of
really
that.
careful. Going to be really careful where he's walking. Come on, brother. Steps here.
Merilicious, becoming aware of you, right, sort of like behind him, sort of like stage whispers back. More stairs down, and in a bit of a long stretch of corridor, it widens out, and there's another great big huge set of doors.
Go on then.
Oh, very well, gingerly, and
I'll shove him, but gently.
yeah, just a little shove forward, and he just legs it down the steps, two at a time, and then sort of like lands at the bottom, stops, sort of like looks around, pats his body just to see that it's all sort of like intact. Seems to be. Looks right, looks left, looks down, at the stone flagons that line the floor, and then just hurtles towards the door, runs,
Does
expecting
anything
it.
like? Do we hear anything behind him? Like, does he set off any kind of traps or anything?
Yeah, insert cutscene of Indiana Jones here, where
Yeah,
narrowly missing blow darts, sort of like pop mark an inch. No, nothing like that happens. But it is quite comedic watching him sort of like pump his knees up and down and sort of like run, and then he leans against the door, carefully not resting his hand on any obvious plates.
I shove him.
Just a bit irritated more than anything else, and he's just heaving, capture his breath, and I mean, he's covered in bruises and scrapes, and these doors are even more magnificent and huge, plenty of room even for Jabir to get through, and it seems to have a very neatly inscribed runic inscription on the actual door itself, dark wood, again, same kind of teak-like wood that you saw before in the previous set of doors. No obvious keyholes, no handles, no press plates either, but clearly a set of double doors because they're split down the middle with iron studs and no obvious way of opening it.
Okay. Is there any sign of like any other kind of trap that's not a metal plate lightning trap?
Do you want to make a scrutinize? Yeah, with anything you want to synergize with, and if anybody wants to help.
Yeah, I do help.
I'll synergize with folklore to see if I know anything about dwarf traps.
Okay.
Fuck.
A
Crit
crit.
success.
Wow.
Nice.
So, I mean, there's plenty of stories that you've come across, and probably occasionally, you know, I think Uterigna has had dwarven prisoners and has interrogated them in times past, and so you're well aware of, you know, some of the means by which dwarves secure their doors. What comes to mind is that one of the most secure ways that dwarves like to use is that they will have a word known to them which must be intoned out loud in order to pass through the doors.
Okay, but none of us speak or read Dwarvish anyway.
No, that's a minor problem. And Merilicious is sort of looking at the doors going, well, this seems like a complete crock of shit. Are we going to get through here? Any bright ideas?
Do we think that if, for example, Jabir could get hold of that marble bench,
Oh yeah.
he could use it for like a battering ram?
Hell.
Or
Would that be like strong enough, or the statue to strong enough to like break it down? You know, I don't think I could break it down. I think Jabir and a ton of marble might have a good chance.
Definitely the stone bench. The statue is probably just too bulky and heavy, weighs tons, and would be too difficult to wield. But the stone bench, absolutely, you know, that could be got and brought over, and then it's just a matter of inflicting enough damage using the stone bench as an improvised weapon.
I'll
Brilliant.
say, Jabir, what have I got money-wise? Oh, I show you like a gold crown, and I say like, I'll give you this if you can smash the shit out of this door. Use that with that marble bench from upstairs.
I look at
Or
the
even
coin.
like, I bet
and
you
then
can't. Yeah.
You're on.
Ooh.
Yeah. I get out of Jabir's way when he gets the
Everyone fucking moved to the side.
yeah, get back round there.
So you head back, I presume, Jabir. Go and grab.
I'll grab the.
Yeah, go and grab the marble bench, and you know it's not bolted into the ground or in any way. You know, you can just pick it up and come back down the stairs with it. And everyone sort of like presses themselves against the wall as you come past. You know, cue comedy moment of people ducking as you manoeuvre with this bench.
Like,
Yeah. And you know, it's a little wider as you approach the door, but everyone gets out of the way. Now, if you wanted, you could charge with a stone bench and get an extra fury dice on top.
Nice.
Yes, I will definitely charge.
Yeah. Okay. So, Herb Dirt first, technically, as we engage in combat with a door. Roll initiative. No, don't bother with rolling initiative.
Shazgith would, give him an assist with Herb Dirt.
That's probably wise, because he might lose concentration.
Oh, look!
Nice.
Excellent. Okay, so full APs are yours, so you can charge away. And yes, do a simple melee attack with the bench, please.
Can we give him an assist with cheering him on? Because it's if he's doing a simple melee, it's just a skill roll, isn't it? Not like.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it's always even combat skills are all skill rolls. So yeah, you could. You could get a bit of a crew of cheering together and offer up a D10.
Yeah, D10. I'll use Guile to assist him if I do it.
Cool. Okay, it's not looking good so far.
Fucking hell, 71.
71.
I'll do it as well.
Only one can assist. Only one can assist.
Do you want to do a reroll though, Jabber?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a reroll.
You can reroll.
Millions of fortune points.
Nice.
Go on.
Wow.
Go
okay, let me flip that. Flip that one over. Boop. 2 used. Okay, so everyone is chanting away. Jabby. How are you using your guile here? Are you using reverse psychology? You're gonna miss because you put this bet on, right?
Sure, yeah, because I bet you can do it.
Yeah.
No way you'll do it, Jabir.
Yeah.
No way. That's Dwarven door.
And I guess.
Oh shit.
Jabir's blood boils as he hears this and the ruckus of noise. So this is a stealth attack on the door if I've ever seen one. As you charge up to it and slam in with the bench. So you get 2d6 fury dice ordinarily, plus an extra one for charging, and then add your brawn bonus.
You get any more for a crit?
Good point.
It's got
Chuck another fury dice on top before you roll for that explosion. Okay, so we've got 18, and then one of those has exploded, so you can roll another one.
20.
19, 20, and your brawn bonus.
Brawn bonus is 11.
Fuck. 31. Okay. So as the bench slams into it, and I guess you've probably got the bench maybe under your arm, and the other one is sort of like steadying it, and you really power into it. The door just explodes into flinders, and you charge through because of the momentum. You can't stop yourself as you shatter the door into smithereens, and you are in to the chamber that lies beyond.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. And you just about... I would like you to make a coordination test, or I would accept a dodge or an athletics. You've got some kind of agility type or strength-based skill to stop yourself from careering into this massive fountain that is right in front of you. Athletics, yeah, okay.
Can I also synergize coordination on top of that?
You can, absolutely.
Amazing.
Describe to me how this athletics test works, then. What does it look like?
I will redirect using one of my feet and just gently push myself off of this fountain.
Yep. So you come charging towards it.
Over.
Yep, come charging towards it. Fortunately, this stone fountain is made of very stern stuff. Nevertheless, as you push off it, it does crack somewhat. You see sort of like cracking of the stone, just sort of like fine little cracks sort of like appearing as you bounce off it in a targeted way. You can see there are numerous crypts, some cracked open, pillars stretching from floor to ceiling, and shambling out of the darkness on a raised dais, on which there is this even more magnificent crypt, which has this greenish, blackish, blue, coruscating phosphorescent light sort of bubbling up off it, which looks very ominous, are activated two groaning undead dwarves, shambling creatures. And now we will roll initiative as they shamble menacingly towards you. I shall stick up a turn order. Ooh, 19, Jabir. Nice one. 15 for Uterigna.
Where am I? Not there.
Shazguth manages 8, so we'll see her next week.
She's busy. She's prepping a spell.
Yeah,
Reading a
Shagbok.
spell book.
Yeah, Shagbok, you've got 13, and then we want one for Ragrut and Bug.
What do I roll for bug?
It will be a D10 plus their perception bonus. Three.
8. So that would make it 8.
8. Right, let me stick that in. They're on this par. So Shazguth and the dog have the same initiative score. That says something. Right, put everyone in order. Who's at the top? Blub, 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 blub. Merilicious. Oh yeah, of course, it would be Merilicious. Who, you know, has seen Jabir storm past. You know, you still have an action point to spare, by the way, at the moment, sort of like Jabir after charging and smashing up the door, so plenty for a reaction if needed. He's seen the troll. He's just like, ugh, ugh. He draws his saber and he will stand forth and give a small speech and do it's not inspiring words, is it? What's it called?
Litany of Hatred.
No, the other one. That's the one to inspire people. Yeah. It's a special
Inspiring
action.
words, isn't it?
No, Litany of Hatred. Oh yeah, it is inspiring words. So he makes a leadership test. Litany of Hatred is to intimidate the opposition. This is to bolster everyone up. He's going to take a leaf. He's going to do Shazguth's job. Spend an action point and do a leadership test. Doodle-doodle-doodle. Right. What is his leadership like? You would have thought, you know, being the leader of a troop of goblins, he'd be good at leadership, right? Well, he ain't very good, but he's going to use his. He's going to synergize guile. Oh, not too bad though, not too shabby. He's successful. Okay, and he would say, "There, whatever lies beyond here can surely be of no great contest after you've taken out that door in one fell swoop, Jabir. Everyone, charge!" And
Shit.
everyone can add 1 to their damage and peril threshold.
Nice.
And
Damage.
then his movement, so he's got 2 left. No, he's a bit injured, but nevertheless.
Steve, is Shazgoth still supposed to be lightly wounded?
Yeah, she's had no healing, so she's still lightly wounded from the electricity. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
I know we keep asking this, but do we actually add that 1 to
To the
threshold?
mods. To the mod, yeah, and then that will boost your damage and peril threshold up 1 for both peril and damage. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so beginning of an encounter, Shazgoth is going to pop some mushrooms, maybe. Or does she just do it on her turn, or do you just do it at the beginning of an encounter? For the magic mushrooms battle frenzy.
I tend to do it on the beginning of their turn.
Okay.
I'm struggling to find. Negotiate this character sheet. Right. Okay. So movement. Oh, it's actually quite good. Yeah. He. So he says this inspired. He does this dramatic monologue, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. He rushes over here and insinuates himself between these sort of like 2 pillars. So a bit of movement. He's got an AP left. He brandishes his weapon and takes up a defensive stance by squatting behind a pillar. So that's him done. Now it's Jabir's turn. Now, Stomp the Yard kicks in. As these
Yeah, it does.
animated corpses, these zombie-like creatures. Okay. So you're going to do your herp derp test whilst I take into account the Stomp the Yard. Ooh, nice! 3 action points are all yours. Nice one. Now, these sort of rotting creatures who are in a terrible state of decay do not appear to be fazed in the least by your appearance. They're so mindless. They're just sort of like animated corpses, and so they do not fail any resolve tests that require mental challenges. So I'm afraid your Stomp the Yard does not have an effect on them.
That's fine. Did the bench shatter on impact, by the way? Or is it still in one piece?
Oh, it's a bit damaged, a bit of it broke off at the front, but it's by and large intact. So yes, you do have a
Amazing.
improvised bench weapon.
And what is it to throw things again? Is it just your perception bonus?
Perception bonus gives you the range if it's an improvised weapon, and you'd be using simple ranged. Now you can't throw this bench. You could throw the bench really quite far, but in terms of it actually, being effective, I'll just click through several really unhelpful entries in the compendium that are just blank. Yeah, it's 1 plus perception bonus yards, so you're going to need to get close to do anything useful, if you know what I mean.
So yeah, I'll use 1 action point to get here,
Excellent.
and that puts me within range to lob this bench.
Oh, the bloody bench at him. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go for it. So it's a simple ranged attack.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll spend a thingy and re-roll that.
Spend a thingy, the technical term. Yes. I'll flip a token. Yep. You've got plenty.
Did you synergize that, Sam?
Yeah, synergize will give you a boost, man.
Right.
Synergize would have made it a success.
Well, can I synergize that with athletics? Because it's throwing something.
Yes, and I'm a kind and benevolent type, so I'm going to unflip that token. You will have synergized it. That would have raised it from 59 to 69. And your sheer brute strength, would have been enough, overcoming the problems of bench-related aerodynamics. As you just sort of like bodily hurl it. Probably hear Ragnarok from the back saying, "Do be careful of your back, Jabir! Be careful of your back now!" You can inflict injuries with pummeling weapons. Oh my god. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
And yeah, brawn bonus. Okay, so it's your brawn bonus plus 2d6. Oh!
How would you look at that?
Oh my god. 10, but then that 6 explodes.
Yeah, so that's 11 plus 6 plus 10.
Yeah.
Let's do another one.
21.
Oh, for fuck's sake, didn't mean to press that, sorry.
That's alright. So what do we get out of that? Maths.
25 with that 4, if you're just using that 4 for the exploding one.
Yep. Now, just a point of order. By any chance, do you have racial hatred of dwarves?
I
yeah.
unfortunately don't have racial hatred as one of my things.
Ah, it's an orc thing,
way.
not a troll
Because you're
thing.
too nice.
He is.
You're too nice, that's what it is. We all hate dwarves elves.
Yeah.
Do absolutely.
You're like,
loathe
oh,
them.
they're not that bad.
They're not as nice as butterflies,
Not
but Okay, so let's see if this reanimated corpse can do anything about that. There's a lot of damage coming his way if he doesn't, as you've hurled it towards him. Okay, that's interesting. You know what? He does nothing whatsoever because I've just checked him out, and what I did realise before is that reanimated corpses have no capacity to parry or dodge. They're mindless. It's just shambling towards you, ignoring your threat, ignoring this bench as it slams into it. So what was the total damage on that? Was it 20 something or other?
25.
25, okay. So that's past the first threshold, past the second threshold, past the third threshold, very nearly into the next one. But you have seriously wounded it. Would you care to draw a serious injury card? I will just bring them up.
No, roll a d6. Roll a d6.
Yeah, roll a d6, thank you. Yeah, we'll do. You have to do that first, don't you? I'm just so keen to see an injury.
Yeah.
Chaos dice, d6 is needed.
Yeah, double checking to make sure I don't have to roll 2.
I think you do generate 2. I think if you get an injury, you generate 2
serious.
injuries. Oh, I mean, it is 2d6, yes, for a serious injury.
When these creatures generate injuries to a foe with a melee weapon, they inflict 2 instead of 1.
I suppose that technically, actually, it's a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, roll 2d6, and if you get a 6 on either, we'll get an injury. That's 1. That's not an injury.
Oh, go on.
6 is an injury. Okay,
Six
now
is
you can draw a serious injury card. I've just put the deck on there for you. Drag it and flip it. Let's take a look. What have we got here?
Shit. Can't dodge your parry. Did you say can't dodge your parry anyway?
Yeah.
It can't anyway, it's
Brilliant.
so mindless, but yeah, I mean, it's sort of the shattering of bones in the dwarf's sort of like rib cage, and you see the whole upper part of the body sort of twist off at a janky sort of like angle, and it keeps on dragging itself sort of like towards you. Nonetheless, anything else from Jabir?
No, I will keep an action point.
In reserve. Very sensible. Nice turn though. I like it. Right. The one that you have just mushed partially into the wall, you know, as the stone bench slams down, and it's at this jaunty angle, shuffles up to you, taking advantage of the fact that it's on the top of this plinth and raised up on this steps, so it's got a decent position. You notice as it shuffles up that, you know, its bones start to sort of like crack and adjust, and it heals slightly. And then it just goes sort of batshit on you, just sort of like lashing out with its claws and fighting tooth and nail. You're going to be hit unless you do some kind of avoidant reaction.
Yeah, let's do a dodge.
Okay.
You have to parry melee,
No,
don't you?
you have to parry melee, not dodge. Yeah.
And you should have +10 because you've got a shield.
And another +10 because it's
that's a
slow.
slow attack. Yeah.
Nice. So as it's sort of like almost in a painful slow motion, as it's sort of like cricking and cracking back into shape and sort of like lashing out with its claws at you, you're able to raise up your. I think you've got 3 bucklers strapped to your arm, haven't you? That you got off the dwarves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they just sort of like scrabbles away at those, and no harm is done. And that is that. That's the end of its turn. I'm going to keep its action points in reserve. One left in reserve. Brings us to Ragrut, who's witnessed this horrifying scene from the back, but has indifference and therefore is not terrified by these creatures.
No. Nope. And has a hatred for dwarves.
And will benefit from that,
So,
because they were dwarves.
So movement is 8.
Mm-hmm.
So 8. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Get
5.
there, easy.
So you can get there.
Mm.
Don't worry, Jim here. I'm coming. And so that's just one movement then, isn't it?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I'm still learning the thing. What was it? Hatred for dwarves. There's something else as well. Fighting skills.
Mushrooms you have as well.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
6.
Roll a d6. And let's
D6.
see. Yeah, see how many mushrooms
you want
you've
a 1,
got.
2 or 3.
3.
3, go on.
So that gives you +3, I think, to peril threshold? Or was it damage threshold? Damage threshold, I think. Because of the red cap mushrooms.
Where did I find red
sounds
cap
good.
mushrooms?
Doesn't matter, I'm looking
It's
it
in
up.
the talents. It's called Battle Frenzy.
Yeah.
Oh, that just tells you the dose of mushrooms. Red cap.
Yeah, red cap mushrooms give you, because you got 3, will give you +3 to damage threshold.
Okay.
Like 9 hours or something in that.
For a disgustingly
So,
long period of time, yeah.
Yeah.
We used the
3 hours.
stiletto knife.
Excellent. So you draw that as you scamper forth, and
Yep.
you stab at it.
Stab at it, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just do a stab.
Yeah, go for it.
Is it standard?
Standard. Yeah.
Come on.
Whoa.
Oh God.
Plenty of
You got
tokens for a
fortune
reroll.
points that Ragrat has that lucky get, remember, as well, so
Yeah.
you can keep
Oh, yeah.
re-rolling it until
Just
he...
keep re-rolling. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring one over, but I won't flip it until you succeed. Or crit fail. Or crit succeed.
There we go, brilliant.
Yeah, that's a success, so I can flip it now. Ping. Okay, so... Yes, that's a success. Why did I bother keeping action points for a creature that is incapable of defending itself?
Shit. Because
Answers...
you didn't say you had a multi-action attack, that's why.
No, but answers in the comments or on a postcard to me, please. So you lance out with the old stiletto and stab away at it. So that's 2 action points of yours spent. Now that's 10 damage at the moment.
At the moment, but I've got fighting skill, hatred of dwarves.
So you get a d6 on
Yeah,
top.
still
Yeah.
1d6 fury dice. I'll do that
Yeah,
now.
roll a d6. Okay, so you got it up to 13.
3. Yep. And I don't think there's anything else that I've noticed.
No, but you do have fortune points that you can spend if
Oh,
you
go
wanted
on
to
then.
maximise one of those fury dice.
Yeah, I will maximise one of them.
I think that's a good idea. I will flip
Yep.
that fella. Okay,
Alright.
lovely. So
Number d6.
yeah, so it's at 13.
17
Yeah,
so
then
far.
yeah, 17 so far. Roll a d6 on
17,
top.
And then another
2.
18, 19.
19.
Nice. So it really, I imagine you lunge in, you stab it, and then you hang off the creature, getting all your body weight sort of like
Yeah.
behind it. And it would scream in pain, but it doesn't feel any pain, but it's just terrifyingly going making horrendous animated corpse noises.
Ragrat. This is fun, Jabir.
So that's 19. Okay, so that's... Okay, it's gone now from moderately wounded to seriously wounded to grievously wounded. 8, 14, just shy. So do you want to roll 3d6 chaos dice to see if you can injure it and add to its stress fracture?
Oh! Yes.
Yeah, so I will give you now the grievous cards. Here come the grievous cards. Ping! So the next one down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flip it.
Yeah, flip. Oh, what's that?
Terrible
confusion.
constitution. What the fuck?
fucking... You gained the Thunderhead drawback.
Until fully recuperated,
Remain unconscious.
it's
Oh, shit.
unconscious.
Shit.
Well, that kind of puts paid to that. So obviously, it must have been the case that as Ragnarok came screaming in and stabbed with a stiletto, they launched themselves. The dwarf isn't terribly tall, and this dwarf corpse was leaning over at a crazy angle, stabbed the stiletto straight into their head, and it is in a terrible way and is effectively unconscious. Nice work. So they are incapacitated.
Does it go unconscious if it's like a mindless zombie thing?
Now that's a great
It's got
philosophical
that down
question.
Okay. Not relevant for now.
I did think of that briefly, but I am simply going to say it is effectively incapacitated, having been heinously sort of like stabbed. And I'm going to leave out any deep philosophical questions.
Okay, I was going to say it's not like a normal undead we have to cut the head off.
Well, it did heal up you, Jabir Saw then, didn't it? So
Yeah.
you might want to do something about that.
At the moment, though, it is, you know, sort of like it sort of probably would just sort of like collapse over, you know, from that vicious injury, and then Ragnarok can pull out his stiletto, and there is just this black congealed thick ichor that passes for blood. This sort of sludge is sort of like coming out of the very impressive hole that you've added to the other holes that it already has in its face. So you got an action point to spare. Anything else Ragnarok wants to do?
No.
Wise. Brings me to Utorigna.
Okay, so I can see the other dude on top of the thing.
Yeah.
I think if I charge, I can just get up to him.
Awesome.
So, you know, I see my brother titting about way back there in the corridor, and I know what he's like, so I'm going to charge in before him. So I charge to there. Hate dwarves.
Yeah.
And I'll try and punch him because I can't do. Because that's 2 action points.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we? Knuckle dust. So I can't do anything else, aim or anything, so I just try and hit him.
Yeah, go for it.
No. A bam!
And a success. So you get an extra d6 for hatred. And an extra d6 for charge.
And I forgot he couldn't do anything. Oh, there's a 6 as well. Another one. Okay, so 13. 16. 27? Oh.
27?
Yeah, 27.
Excellent.
Smack.
It's kind of like a charging, almost sort of like, and charge up the stairs. It's like a flying Superman punch with your knuckle dusters.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you're too slow, brother.
Yeah.
Come on.
And this shambling dwarf corpse is, you know, was just sort of slowly tottering towards you, and you blast into it. With 19, okay. This one so
27.
far is untouched. 27, lovely. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It is grievously wounded. Unless there's any reason why you can't. It's a pummeling weapon, but I think you have a trait that overcomes that, don't you?
I do, yeah. I have the brute strength as well.
Yep, so we can ignore the pummeling. Yeah, so 3d6.
Bam.
Oh, nice.
Now, I also have the thing where if I get 1 injury, I get 2. So I'm going to injure him for 4 injuries.
Wow.
Okay.
Not serious.
No, grievous.
Grievous.
So,
Grievous. Right, okay.
Yeah, so you can draw from the grievous injury deck.
2, 3. Oh, hang on. I can't pull any more out. Oh, it won't let me get any more. Come on. No, you've too many.
Hang on.
All right, I'm going to flip these 2.
Yeah, you do that.
And
And then you can get another one out.
Oop.
He's
Butchered leg.
Butchered leg. What else?
Cannot move. Also, detached ear. I'd take his ear. Taking this.
Yeah, I imagine as you come storming up, you reach up, grab one ear of this dwarf as you pound into him with the other one. I mean, the ear comes off, which is a bit destabilizing. You crash down on him as he reels back from this punch. His leg, you just feel it crunching underneath you. And then come on, let's work out the
Right,
bullshit
2
for the
more.
rest of these injuries. He just goes
Splintered elbow.
crashing back into the wall.
Like
His
his
elbow
wall.
is splintered and crunches in. And then, come on, what's the last one?
And a mutilated
Mutilated
hand.
hand.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And
Cannot use his primary hand. Hell yeah.
so he can't use his primary hand. He can't use one of his arms. He can't move because his leg's fucked. He can't hear anything.
They can't hear. Nice.
Right, I'll bear that. Or do help me. It's his turn now, so I don't know what the hell he's going to do.
Well, he can't not move.
He can't move. No. So I mean, you have
Can't
just
move.
slammed him into smithereens, and I think you've used up all your AP. Is that right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay, so this grievously wounded, reanimated corpse with multiple devastating injuries heals up a tiny bit. I mean, fractionally. You just see bits of it sort of like stitching up together, and it moves sort of like unnaturally after you've sort of like plastered it into the wall behind it, causing all these multiple injuries. It can't move, but it is engaged with you, so that's a bonus. I'm going to say it can't use its primary hand because it's mutilated. Can you roll a d6 for me? On a 1 to 3, the splintered elbow is the same as its primary. Otherwise, you might have disabled both. Okay, so it can use its... Yeah, so it can use its offhand.
Offhand.
But it will have an
So he has
offhand
to flip
penalty.
to fail.
He has to
Yeah.
flip to fail. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and it will just sort of like lash out. It also, in a fit of creativity, attempts to bite you as it attacks you tooth and nail.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What's that? A fail. Brilliant. Right.
Fail.
Yeah, I'm going to give you back some fortune tokens here, I suspect.
Success.
It does succeed. This is pummeling and weak, so I think it can only injure you so far. Moderate as a max, if I remember correctly. However, it has managed to strike you, not very effectually. You just sort of this wet blap of a sort of battered sort of like arm slaps your cheek, but then it sort of actually does get a bit of a bite on you.
Great.
Yeah, I'm going to take that one that it rolls and spend a fortune point to maximize it into a 6. So that's 15, and then it gets an extra d6 on top. Oh, 16, and another 6. Fucking hell, that was lucky.
Well,
21.
that's 26.
26? Oh, thank you.
That's 26.
Okie dokie. 26.
Okay, so...
Really has got his teeth sunk into you.
Okay, so that puts me over the first one into the second one.
Wow, you are
So I'm
beefy.
moderately wounded.
Yeah, so you're moderately
My damage
wounded.
threshold is 15.
Whoa! You've been hulking out and eating your greens. Or your flesh, I suppose.
It's because I were like taking the piss out my brother back in the corridor. I smacked the shit out of this one, and then I didn't realise they were going to bite me. That's what happened. Oh shit!
So I get the potential of a d6 for an injury with chaos dice. I roll a 3. I've got 1 fortune token left. 2 left. So right, so flipping it to give you an injury.
I see your injury and I fate point it. No.
Fair played. So weave me a little story for how it is that somehow you know, this vicious bite attack does not become an injury of some kind.
Bad.
Mm.
Well, so I've got his ear
Yeah.
and smacked the shit out of him, and his ears come off.
Mm.
And then I'm laughing and saying to my brother, "Look, what's going on?" And he bites into my like arm,
Yes.
but I just realised and managed to like wriggle it out of his jaws before it like gets too much of a hold.
Absolutely. You're just able to
my arm.
slip away,
Ow, fuck you.
and perhaps you stuff his own ear into his mouth and he starts chomping on that instead.
Maybe, but I want to keep his ear.
Oh, fair enough.
So maybe I'll do that, but then I'll
You can get it back. He's got
grab his
another.
beard.
Grab his beard.
I grab his beard.
I mean, when
Beard.
you're grabbing bits of him,
Dwarves.
it's just coming apart.
Oh,
So you're gonna.
maybe it bites me and his teeth come out.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what happens. Yeah.
Like dentures.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. And now all he can do really is give you a nasty suck, but you've got some dwarf dentures, dwarf teeth stuck into your flesh. Nice one. And it's Shagbok's turn.
Yeah, I'm going to charge.
I suspected you would.
Yeah, so I'll charge up. I think I should have enough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
6, 7, 8,
6.
14. So if you've got a move of 7, you can do it.
I think so. Let me just. I can never find bloody movement. I always lose where it is.
It's in combat.
Yeah, it's right under your encumbrance, like right under that.
You've got a move of
Getting away.
6, so the maximum.
Move of 6.
Yeah, with a charge you could get 12,
12.
which is not quite enough.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I will.
You get to like that.
Yeah, I'll still do the charge.
Okay.
I'm going to use the charge and use one of my tokens to move forward a bit more.
So you
Ooh,
use
cool.
a fortune point for an extra action point.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can.
so you move first a bit, then charge.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
move forward, then charge, then you engage him, and that
Yep,
is,
and then I use it.
and you've still got
gonna
an action
do
point
another-
to twat him.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I'm going to use my. So I'm going to use my ambidextrous in case I need it. Got 2 axes running forward.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my.
So I imagine you're sort of doing this with your axes, twirling them both at the same time as you move at a Herculean speed.
Yeah.
Shazguth just
Yeah.
sort of like flails out of the way as you make a
My-
heroic Yeah,
From my hatred for dwarves,
just,
live or dead.
yeah, just really kicks in.
Would it be standard still,
Yes,
or E?
standard.
Not E. Okay.
Nice,
I'm
but
going
because
to-
you've got bad axe, you get a free reroll.
Free reroll, yes. Success.
Nice. So that sort of like kicks in for 11 damage,
I've got-
but now you've got 2d6 fury dice to roll on top, yeah?
And yeah, because I've got
Charge and hatred.
back. Yeah, and what was the other thing? Was it bad? Not bad axe. The other one where I get an extra d6 anyway. My chosen enemy, or is it something like
It's
that?
not a chosen
That is
enemy.
hatred, that's what that is.
Hatred.
Yeah, I've already included that, so you've got 2. Yeah.
2d6.
Yeah. 5
And
and
then
a
I'm gonna-
5, yeah.
And then I'm going to use one of these to change one of those into a 6.
Nice. Was that from your personal supply, or did you just flip one?
No, that's from. I've just flipped one. There you go.
Thank you. Lovely. Okay, so you turn. What have we got there? D6 wise, so you can maximize one.
There's 22 there altogether. And you need another d6.
Yeah.
Another D6.
Now the D6 on top.
Oh god, a 1.
23.
23. Nevertheless, that's a devastating amount of damage that this dwarf corpse is not going to make any effort to do anything about, as you slam into it with your axe. Right. Right, and now it is already in a very bad way, seriously wounded, and you have slain it. Just devastatingly. Well, describe to me how you slay this dwarf corpse.
I think my axe would literally land straight direct on his head, splitting his head into 2.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, sort of like
really nice.
a quarter of his head just sort of like slips off and bounces off his shoulder and just sort of like rolls. And there's, you know, you've made what one can only describe as a small dwarf cup, which you might want to use later as a trophy.
A dwarf cup.
Yeah.
As a trophy, yeah. Pick it up. Taking that.
And he is slain. Now, that brings us to Bug. Jabir, what would Bug be doing at this point? He's in the corridor there, eyeballing Shazguth.
Yeah. He's gonna come away from Shazguth.
Oh, yeah. Should never leave them two alone together.
He's gonna make his way over here. And seeing that there's no danger, he's gonna take a piss on our guide. He's gonna cock his legs immediately. Yeah.
Could you give
No.
Bug an awareness test, please, as he comes round and decorates the
And
decorates and
the point of
desecrates.
corruption.
Yeah, he also needs a point of corruption. We'll deal with that at the end of the session. Corruption for the dog. Awareness. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bug is very wary of this highly ornate, decorated tomb at the top of the stairs. You know, where there is this, if you remember, blue, black, green sort of fizzling energy almost, or gas sort of seeping out through its carved exterior. But then becomes aware of noises issuing from this tombstone, this tomb here, and this one here. And Bug spots, you know, that the lids of these sarcophagi are trembling somewhat, a bit of dust. Like something inside is attempting to get out. Bug can do what he wants with that information.
Can you just start barking and doing like the pointer stance, pointing at these things?
Sure, absolutely. He starts barking like mad, a warning. And Merilicious throws up his hand and goes, "Oh yeah, what's going on here? Get a control of your dog." Shazguth has, of course, observed the dog running around and is back in the corridor. What are they going to do, Deputy Shazguth?
First, she's going to see if she wants any magic mushrooms for breakfast. 4, no, she doesn't have any.
She has none. She's run out.
And then, what could she do? I think she's going to spend an action point to light a torch again. If she hasn't already, well, I think all the time she got electrocuted and everything, she didn't have a torch around. So
Yeah, no.
let's say she spends 1 action point to light a torch.
Yeah.
That's a movement. 6 movement. 1, 2, 5, 6. She'll kind of come over to. She can kind of get to where Ragrat is, so she'll elbow Ragrat and Jabir out the way, and like I don't even know if there's a point to doing it, but she thinks she sets fire to this guy. I mean, Jabir, you probably like move out the way anyway because you don't like fire, right?
Oh yeah.
So she's like,
he would recoil.
get out of the way, Jabir, come on. And then she will try and set fire to that, because I guess she knows from hanging out with Jabir, like, he regenerates, and he doesn't like fire.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll do that and set fire to that guy in the hope that'll stop him, like, coming back. And then I guess she'll just save one action point in case of anything happening. I mean, that's 2 action points. We've already got, like, inspiring words on, haven't we, from Merilicious?
Yes.
She doesn't need to do that. So yeah, she'll just save an action point for, like, an assist or,
Yep.
Okay. Anything.
So putting the torch to this half-broken, animated corpse of a dwarf, successfully sets fire to what remains of the tattered remnants of its clothes, and that starts to sort of like burn away. The body itself, as of yet, hasn't exactly caught fire, but the clothes are burning and sort of like smouldering as you put a torch to it.
If she's got anything like oil-wise in her inventory, let me have a look. I don't think she has got very much.
I don't think so, from what I remember of her stuff.
Blah blah blah. No, I don't think we have very much in the way of like oil lanterns and stuff. That's cool.
I think intuitively Shazguth would see this greeny blue phosphorescent smoky gas that's emerging from the more decorated
that big one on the
sarcophagus.
top.
Yeah, and alarm bells are going in her head about what that means. It's something
Yeah, I did think of
horrendous.
like Arcana check or whatever, but she doesn't have. She needs to save an action point.
Fair
Anyway.
play. Yeah.
She's thinking about it. And the fountain as well. What is the fountain got water in it?
It is empty.
Right.
It used to have water in it, but it is unlike the font, which still had its water supply. The fountain appears empty.
Cool.
End of Shazguth's turn.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Now I'm going to suggest, seeing as we've hit the top of the turn order, why don't we grab ourselves a cup of tea? I'm going to have one in my awesome Ragnarok mug.
Okay, cool.
And
Cool, that is.
then we'll see what on earth happens next.
Awesome.
Cool.
Excellent. We're back. Top of the turn. And it falls to Merilicious. So Merilicious, who's observing Bug just going bark, bark, bark repeatedly, and glances over and can see the tops of the 2 sarcophaguses at the side there, sort of shifting and shaking. He goes, we have a problem here. And he will spend an action point to scurry around, and he jumps on top of the sarcophagus, adding his weight, attempting to hold it down, and he's gripping either side, and is attempting to keep whatever is inside at bay, holding on to it with sheer athletics and brute sort of like strength. So he sort of like squatted on top. Okay, I'm not sure how long I can hold this thing, whatever it bloody well is. But nevertheless, Merilicious will do his part. And that brings us to Jabir.
Amazing. I only have 4 hexes I can move at the moment because of my twisted ankle, but it's fine.
Limp.
Oh, hang on.
Oh yes.
Surely one hex.
Hang on, I forgot something.
One hex is half your movement, isn't it? Surely.
Oh, crit success
Meaning
on your
like-
herp derp. No, it's number of hexes, not the yards. That's critical here. Movement is number of hexes, not yards.
Yeah, no. What I meant to say was like, surely 2 would be 1.
And 1 hex is 1 move.
1 hex is 1
No.
move. Number of hexes what counts, not the yards. Ignore the yards.
No, I was just thinking the size of Jabir. You know,
Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he
2
means.
hexes for
Yeah.
one footstep.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
you limp over sort of like Jabir, and with a crit there, I mean, you get all your action points with that. Crit success should give you some added sort of like boon. So do you know what?
Yeah, extra.
I'm giving you another action point. You've got 4 to spend.
Nice.
Nice.
Jesus.
Go on.
Alright, awesome. Can I get him to move off of the damn thing so I can hit whatever's in it?
Well, he has got an action point as a reaction. So yes, if you sort of just push at him, then he will attempt to evade that and move off, and he stumbles back. Yeah, okay, well, you only have to ask, and Merilicious will accommodate.
And then, would it be an action point to open the crib?
Was that a fart?
That's my
man?
dog,
Someone
I'm sorry.
fart. The
That
dog's
was Freya. That was my dog.
Bug is letting wind. That a beautiful bit of foley work from your dog there.
That was the sound of the crypt opening.
Sorry, mildly distracted for some reason. Okay, so 1 action point for the movement is spent, and then just sort of gesticulating at Merilicious and reacting and coming off. I'm not charging for that. What were you doing? Sorry.
Opening up the crypt.
Oh yes, okay, yeah. So it is an action point to do that, but you find you are more than able, just with one arm, just to sort of like grasp underneath, and you can lift it up and push it off if you want, or just hold it up. Inside, you see, struggling and pushing up is another animated dwarf corpse. What would you like to do about
Lovely.
it?
Push to one side. I will dual attack, splitting them all. 2 attacks down onto him, so I've got 4.
Okay, so it's -10, -20, but you can do
Does
2
he
attacks.
have a bonus because the guy's prone?
I believe you get +10, so this is
Straight roll and then -10 after.
yes. Slam! 18 points of damage without any jiggery pokery, unless you want to spend to do some more. It's up to you. You have got what's in the pool here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unspent tokens, if you wish.
You know what? Let's max some damage out.
Alright, so you take, or let's take that 3 and turn it into a 6, so that's 18, 19, 20, 21, and then another d6 on top. 25, my crude calculations. Okay. Stick or twist on the fortune points there. 25 is pretty decent.
And then second attack.
Alright, let me apply the damage first, and then you can continue to batter him. 25. Okay, so that's lightly wounded, moderately wounded, seriously wounded, grievously wounded with the first attack. So you can roll 3d6 and see if you get an injury.
Nope.
A 1, a 5, and a 3. Unless you want to turn one of those into an injury, you can do that with a fortune point if you so desire.
You know what? Yeah, let's injure this bastard.
I think that is well worth it. Okay, so flip token,
Really.
and now
And
you
then
can
I get that thing
draw.
where I can do 2.
Oh my god, do you? You're like that as well. 2 grievous injuries then.
Yeah.
Draw off the bottom deck.
So, can you clear the other ones? Or...
It's just a mess of
Can't see for
injuries. Yeah, I'm just moving them up. A mutilated nose.
Smell.
Also, arterial
Slain.
spray.
Fucking
Instantly slain. Yes, so you hit the mother load and this
No.
black pumping ichor as you mash in the skull, smashing the what remains of the nose of this dwarf, and then smashing through, and blood, black ichorish blood, just sort of like sludges out, and it is slain. Didn't need that second attack. Nice work. Nevertheless, I mean, you have got an action point at your disposal.
You know what? I'll keep it just in case I need it.
Okay, so you're going to hold on to that one. Nice work. Okay. So the animated corpse that you just rendered into pulp, you see it start twitch, and it goes from being utterly still and sort of like wrecked, and heals up slightly. And then it now, if you rise from prone, I believe that is an action point, or possibly
2 action
two.
points.
Yeah, 2 action points.
2, yeah.
Yeah, as it sort of rises and stands up, and then spends its final action point. Because I ain't keeping none in reserve. What's the point anymore? Just starts biting and clawing at you. Now, just check
Can
its
Jabir
injuries.
take his second attack?
His turn is over, so he's now left it as a reaction point. So no, because it was dead. But you can react and defend. Okay. He has to flip the results of any skill tests which rely on smell and taste. I don't think that really sort of applies here, although he's biting, so he's not going to get the full benefits if he succeeds. Tooth and nail, it strikes out at you, Jabir. Failing in its first attempt. Well, it's back away some tokens. Give it another go as it thrashes about. Succeeds this time. Now, you can attempt to parry if you wish.
I mean, it excuse my dog. It wouldn't injure me anyway.
Well, it might
It
do.
would if Steve used fortune points to up that damage on the Fury dice.
It's your calculated risk.
So, yeah. All right, I'll use a parry and do that.
Okay. Yep. So you try and batter it away with your shield. Gives you plus 10 for parrying, I believe. And successfully
And you've got
do
another
so.
plus 10 because it's slow as well.
Indeed. Well, yeah. A moot point because 13 is well under in it. Lovely, beautifully done. So you just basically mash the 3 bucklers on your arm in, and block it, and it's unable to harm you. And it's spent all its action points, so that fella is done. Then the corpse at the feet of Ragrut, close to where Shazguth is, starts clicking and clacking back into shape. It's prone at the moment. It's going to spend 2 action points and rise up to its feet and then attack Ragrut. Oh, hang on though, it's got a cerebral contusion, that one.
Unconscious.
Retcon. It's you see its body sort of like healing and sort of like knitting together, but because of the cerebral contusion and the massive amount of damage to its brain, it's effectively incapacitated. So it does nothing. But for a moment, Ragrut is absolutely convinced that it's going to come alive and get a hold of him. And that brings us to Ragrut's turn as he eyes this twitching corpse body suspiciously.
I think just to make sure, I think I will use an action point just to chop off his head.
Okie dokie.
So I'll use my knife.
You just need some kind of hit, and then
Yeah.
I mean it's plus 10 because it's prone, and I will say it's the very easiest level to hit, so crank it all the way up to plus 30, I think is the max.
Very cool.
Excellent. So you saw off its head with using your barber surgeon skills and the stiletto
Then,
knife.
Ragrut would like the end scene of Lord of the Rings where Gimli's fucking Gollum dancing around the fucking ring. He's dancing around the fucking head of this dwarf.
Look, master! Yeah. Very good, and keep a couple of APs to spare.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good. The very next thing that happens immediately after that is that this sarcophagus, whose lid has been shaking, which is close to where Shagbok is, the lid is thrown off. That's an action point, and then emerging from it is yet another animated corpse of a dwarf that stands up, spending the remainder of its action points, and it leers at you. But that's all it can do, and that brings me to Utorigna.
Okay, well, is it easy enough to just jump down here? I mean,
Yes.
see, half of me wants to get that one because I know it's used all its action points. Oh, they can't dodge or parry anyway.
No, it's a moot point.
I'm going to spend one. Tell me how this works with multi-action. If I do an attack on this dead one, because I know it's going to get up again, or does that give me a multi-attack penalty?
Yeah, because it will give you a multi-attack penalty, but you're minus 10 offset by plus 30, so it's plus 20. And then the second attack will be at the normal minus 20, unless you're attacking the same
Yeah, that's
one
what
again.
I'm saying, because... Well, no, that's what I'm saying, because I want to attack this one, but I'm going to give myself a massive penalty by attacking the one that's not moving. I mean, is this one... Firstly, did the fire make any difference?
It just
Looked like
set fire
fire
to the
did
clothes of
anything.
the dwarf, and it smouldered and sort of like burnt to the one sort of like over here, but that doesn't seem to have stopped it healing up. It was just that awful head injury that seemed to stop it from reanimating. So you don't think so? Fire is not the answer.
Right, okay. Okay, well, then I will do a multi-attack thing. I'm going to use one to hit. I mean, it's him. Yeah, it's him next. You know what? I'm not going to do a multi-attack. I'm going to hit this guy next.
Okay.
Hit this guy first, the one who's on the
Yep.
floor. try and make him stay down. I don't know if that'll do anything.
I mean, if you are
so-
able to generate an injury, that would be a good thing. Now
Yeah,
this one I believe has a butchered leg, so it can't move, and one arm is massacred with a mutilated hand
Oh,
and a
that's true,
splintered
yeah.
elbow.
So
So it
he's
ain't
not
going to
gonna-
do much.
So he's not going to heal up injuries, he's just going to regenerate
Damage.
the
Yeah,
ability.
wounds.
So he
yeah.
can't move,
Nope.
and he can't use one arm either.
Yep.
So yeah, actually, fuck that guy. I don't care about that guy. So I'm going to just use one to hop down to here,
Excellent.
and then maybe as far as there to the corner.
Yep. And there was this dwarf animated corpse leering out. Oh.
Oh. And then I'm going to, so that's one action point to move. I'm going to use one to aim
Excellent.
for +10. I'm going to use one of my fortune points out of my personal to give me an extra action point for a reaction, because I don't want to have none left again.
Very sensible.
So I've got one action point left, but I'm going to spend my thing to. So I spend one to aim,
Yep.
and then one to smack him. So I got +10.
Nice.
Right on. +10.
Yep.
We go routine. Spend. Bam! Doosh.
You smack it. Yeah, with a beautiful bunched up punch. 18 points thus far. It can't react against it.
Yeah.
It's undamaged, this one thus
well-
far.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend a fortune point. How does this work? So I can't have rolled an 11.
11 plus a 6.
Oh, 11's my brawn.
Yeah.
So it doesn't roll the extra exploding dice then.
It should have done though, shouldn't it? But roll a d6. Because it doesn't look like it has. Because 11 plus. Oh, did it? No, it rolled 17
Well, 11's.
and 1. So 18 is right. It's just a bit strange how it's put it, if you see what I mean. You've got 11 for brawn.
does that mean
plus
I-
6 was 17, and then it's rolled 1 to the 18.
So I must have rolled a 1.
Yes.
Okay, so if I re-roll. So if I take that 1 and turn that to a 6.
Yep.
Yeah. And then roll that extra exploding dice, which is the 5.
28.
Is that right?
Yep.
Beautiful, yeah, that'll do.
28. Okay, so you bash this reanimated dwarf corpse as it's leering at Shagbok for 28. So lightly wounded, moderately wounded, seriously wounded, grievously wounded. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's grievously wounded. So you get
Nice.
3d6
3d6.
for an injury attempt.
And I'll use the fortune point to. I'll use one of ours to flip to make one of them a 6,
Excellent.
which is a grievous injury, and then I get 2 for 1.
You do indeed.
So,
Buy one, get one injury
that
free.
goes 1. I got a Fortune's Mercy. Shit, every time.
Okay.
That's an ignore one.
Yeah.
Punctured lung. You remain unconscious. Boom. That'll do.
Excellent. That puts it down. You take the wind out of its sails. Yeah. Nicely done. So it is effectively incapacitated and grievously wounded as a result. Nicely
I
done.
keep my spare action point.
For contingencies. Okay. Splendid. Now, the smashed up dwarf corpse at Shagbok's feet
It's your bag, brother.
starts to knit itself back up together. So I can take it from slain to merely grievously wounded now. And it shambles to its feet at the cost of 2 action points.
A move action?
It's just getting to its feet. It's not moving at all.
Oh, but is standing up counted as a move action?
No, but it is 2 action points. I know it can't move, but I'm ruling that it is able to hobble to its feet. It's got one smashed up knee, but it can't shamble forth anywhere without falling over prone, practically. And it attempts.
It does count as a move action if you know. Oh.
I'm ruling it can stand up, but I get what you mean. Can I make the zombie dwarf stand up, please? Otherwise, actually, I'll keep the 2 action points and attack twice from the ground. I don't know. Yeah, because you're quite right. Thinking on it carefully, that get up is, you're right, described as a movement action, and it's not allowed to, is it? So you're absolutely right. Mea culpa. But it will attempt to have at you, Shagbok, from the ground. It sort of like claws at you and tries to bite your ankle. So -10 for the first, -20 for the second. Feel free to defend as you like, because I think you've got some action points in the bank.
I have. So is it just like, do I just do a parry? Do I defend?
You will be doing a parry. Yep. Let's see if there's anything worth parrying. No, it's the first attempt. Is a fail. You will get +10 to your parry because it's a slow. I'll spend some of those fortune points you've gifted and have another go. Here you go. Second attempt. Crit fail. Well, that puts an end to that, doesn't it? It attempts to gnaw at you. Fucking hell, I should have just had it stand up and do nothing. It attempts to gnaw at you, and then attempts its second attack at -20. Like, this is gonna happen, right? Well, what the hell?
Can he do a second attack if he's got a crit failure on the first?
Here we go
Yeah,
again. Hang on a minute. Let me
Attack.
consult
Different
web.
It's a different attack, yeah.
Rules lawyer. No. No, you're right. I think it can. Yeah, it's a second attack.
Okay.
It's completely stops that action. I think as it tries to bite you, it bites into your boot and sort of like cracks some of its teeth in doing so. It then, moves from one ankle to the next. And yeah, now do you want to defend?
Yeah, I'll do a parry. So,
+20.
+20.
Nice.
+20.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, you just sort of like batter it away with one of your axes, and that is the end of Reanimated Corpse 4's illustrious turn. No action points left for what it's worth. Now it's your turn, Shagbok, having bashed away this animated corpse nibbling at you.
So that parry was an action for me, though, wasn't it?
Reaction, yeah. So you now got 3 action points all back, refresh on your turn.
I will try to remove 1Z, I think, of this this one here that tried to attack me.
Yeah, the one that's crawling along.
Is this one here more injured? That one.
I mean, that one is incapacitated. It's not doing anything because it has been rendered insensible from its grievous injuries.
And this one here is actually standing up.
No, we've decided at the end of the day it can't stand up. The real Slim Shady cannot stand up. Oh, I'm getting copyright struck for that. It's crawling around on the ground, nibbling at you in 1 hex.
Okay.
That's all it can do. So you just... Here's the solution to this problem. Move 1 hex away. Or bash it to smithereens. It's up to you.
I'm thinking of just using one of my axes, like a hammer. Just swing it around and see if I can take out 2 with 1 swipe.
Okay, which 2 though? Well, I mean, 1 is incapacitated, the other one's crawling around on the ground, so...
Well, that one and that one. I want to see if I can cleave the heads off both.
Okie dokie, head cleaver. So that sounds like...
2
Yeah, 2 attacks, -10, -20.
So, battle axe. Would it be... God.
+10 for the prone one. Yeah.
Yep.
And I would say this one here, it's +30 because it's just simple. It's not conscious, not doing anything.
Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm going to use a Benny to change that.
You got free reroll, haven't you?
Oh,
You've got a free roll for bad axe, so you don't need to spend a penny.
Bad axe.
Or fortune points, I should say. Nice! Crit success. Oh my god. Plus, can you add another d6 because it's a dwarf?
Yep.
And another d6 because that's exploding fury dice.
Yep. 6. 4.
$26, I make that. So that's the one that was on the ground, right? That you were smacking into.
Yep.
Okay, it is slain, and
His head off.
definitely, as narrative flair, it is headless. You can use that along with the skull cap, and there's another headless dwarf over there. So you've got a set of drums in the making, I think.
So do the second attack. You said it was you say minus or plus?
Well, it's -20, but then +30, so it's +10.
Plus 10. I'm going to reroll
Free
that.
reroll?
Free reroll, yep, for bad axe.
Success.
Smack. So 11 points of damage. Now,
So, plus a dwarven
Plus a
D6.
dwarven.
plus a
D6.
dwarven fury d6 dice. 6!
Oh,
Fuck!
One! Fucking hell!
Chance of this. Right, go on, another d6 then. Watch that bloody explode as well. Nope. Oh, thank you. It was...
18.
Okay, well that pushes it to slain, even though it was incapacitated already. So it's incapacitated and slain, doubly dead. Yeah, you're just making mush of this lot. There's heads flying everywhere.
So I think I've got 1 action point left after all that, haven't I? So it was I defended
Yeah, you
myself.
just did 2 attacks, didn't
2
you?
attacks, yeah. So I'm keeping that 1.
You have 1 for Ron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. It is at this point that behind you, you know, and you hear Bug barking and barking and barking, the glowing, fizzling, sort of like sarcophagus lid just blows straight up in the air, like the force of the exhalation of this gas blows it straight up in the air, and then it clatters back down on the ground, smashes, and emerging, rising from this ornate sarcophagus is this monstrous creature, wings unfurling from its sort of black-red body. It's wielding in each hand what looked like large tridents or devil's pitchforks, this huge demon rises up out of this sarcophagus.
Mummy.
It casts a gaze about. It spends 2 action points standing up. Now, various things happen as this horror of the pit emerges. I would be really grateful if Shagbot, would you mind rolling a d6 for me? And Utarigna, would you also be so kind as to roll a d6 for me? For the demon. A 5 and a 2, okay? Well, never mind. Kind of hoping for a 6 there, but it didn't happen.
Is it a feckless runt?
It is an effectless run. It has something else, but well, when first encountered, if you had rolled a 6 on any of those chaos dice, you would have granted it a bonus random foul mutation, none of which are good for you. So you've got away with it there. Now, everybody now needs to resist against the fear that this creature provokes. So everyone needs to make a resist test.
Resolve, is it?
Resolve, yeah. And
we can synergize.
You can, because it's fear, it should be rolled at standard.
Okay.
Successful.
So, what did you synergize it with before?
Anything you like,
Toughness.
really. Toughness, physical
yeah.
toughness. Anything that makes
toughness.
sense. Yeah, go for it.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh
Crit
no,
fail.
crit fail. You
Crit
shit
fail.
pants, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do regrets.
Yeah, do Ragruts. Now, whilst you search around for Ragrut's resolve. Oh, successful. Wow, the little snagger. Don't give a shit.
Yes.
Now, those who have succeeded are all fine. Now, Jabir, you failed, but you could re-roll if you spent a token, and you do have some in the pool.
Yeah.
There's
I
3
think
there.
I will re-roll.
Yeah. Go for it. See if you can turn that fail into a success. You do. Shagbuck, unfortunately, with a crit fail, you can go no further. You take 2d10 plus 2 peril. 10. So 10 peril. You have a peril threshold of 10, which means you just shake it off by the skin of your teeth.
Wow. Yeah.
You remain unhindered. You know, for a moment it's bowel-inducingly loosening, but then you see Jabir shake it off. You see the tiny little snagger shake it off. You see the troll shake it off, and your brother shake it off, and you think to yourself, "No, there's no way. I'm going to be the only one who's lily-livered around here." Speaking of lily-livered, we'll just have a quick roll of Merilicious and see how he gets on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, none of that. And he will make his resolve roll. He will synergize his stupidity. He's going. This day is just getting much, much worse. Nevertheless, we must soldier on. So no one failed. That's key, because that means then that we don't have any squabble amongst ourselves roll. Okay, so that was an automatic action. It's spent 2 to stand up. It's got 1 action point left. I think... Is anyone within range? No, not quite. So it just stands there glaring at all of you. And Shagbok and Ragrut and Jabir, given your position, you would notice that around its neck it has this black chain. Hanging off it are 4 emblems, and they take on the form of dwarven runic sigils, different letters. Of course, you know, I mean, you understand the iconography, that they are dwarven, but you don't understand what the letters mean. So, you know, that's another great puzzle I've created that's going down the plug hole. But, you know, they seem to be hanging off this chain. They are made of pottery by the looks of them. It's a bit curious. Bug. It's Bug's turn. What do you want him to do, Jabir?
He's not fucking going anywhere near that thing.
I mean, did we do
I think he would.
Did we do a resolve test for the dog?
What would that be?
Yes, a resolve comes under... Is it will or fellowship? If anyone's got the character sheet open and can see it.
Willpower.
Yeah, so you could just click his attribute will, W, and... Wow!
Nice.
Better than all of us.
Wow.
Yeah, just hadn't stopped barking. Yeah.
Well, shit. Okay. You know what? If he's not doing that, he'll come over here, jump up onto what remains of this sarcophagus.
Yep, that's his move. Yep.
And then do a snarling bite on this dwarf.
Corpse. Yep.
Oh, crit!
Wow!
Oh,
Bug, you
nice.
lovely canine.
Nice.
So I'll give him another Fury dice for free, courtesy of the crit. Alrighty, so at the moment it's 11 by my crude calculations. You could pump up the volume. I think there are some fortune tokens. There's a couple in the pool, 4 in the pool actually, which you could make use of if you want.
Do it. Yeah, come on, let's see if Bug can do a bit more damage.
Alright, I'll flip one for you, and turn that 3 into a 6, so that's 11, 14 plus 5. I make that 19. Nice. Sorry?
What's that 4 that you rolled earlier? Just then.
I thought I'd already added that in, because it's 7 plus 4 is 11, 12, 13,
Oh, yeah, I
14,
keep looking at the.
plus 5 is 19. I'd already added it in, but yeah.
So I keep looking at the 11 and thinking that's the damage, but
Ah, yeah.
that's the bite.
Nice, so 19 then.
That does something called sweeping, which
Ooh.
I'm not too sure what that is.
I think that's a trip. He has to do a resist to stay on his feet. It does slay him as well.
Good lad. Again.
Yeah, good boy.
Constantly putting these bastards down. They keep getting up again. But yeah, I'm pretty sure sweeping is a resist versus strength, and he would fall over. It's a condition, a little ability. Anything else for Bug?
No, that'll be it for him.
Okay, so reserve an action point for reactions. And that takes us to Shaz of the Guth. What do you want to do with them, Deputy Shazguth?
Okay.
Now,
Shazguth is going to...
yeah, that inkling horror, of there being something horribly wrong with that sarcophagus. Now that she sees this horrendous demon has borne fruit, and she goes, that's what that means.
And she can see the pendants or whatever, can't she? Does she instantly know what that's about? You know, there's 4 pendants and there's 4 dwarves there.
It does seem to be a relationship. I'll give her a free incantation test. No action points required.
Right. Okay, yeah, hell yeah. But she's just, at the moment, she's just thinking it to herself, isn't she? So.
Yeah.
Where is it? Incantation. So she'll synergize maybe a folklore or whatever, so if she knows.
Definitely a good idea
about it. Nice success.
Yes, these are what one might call phylacteries. If they contain the soul essence of the reanimated corpses and are tied to each of them. So if the phylacteries were destroyed, then the reanimated corpses would no longer be empowered and they would stop reanimating.
Oh, so she will, in a real smug way, explain that to everybody.
Smugly.
Get the pendants. And then they'll stop coming back. Like eye rolling as if everybody should know that. And then she's going to cast a spell.
Ooh.
Now, it is 1 action point to cast it.
Excellent.
For some reason, it's got a totally different spell in her character sheet than the actual spell is. I don't know why it is. I think I drag and dropped it, but it could be wrong. But the actual spell...
Is it Cat-Handed Grasp?
Yeah. It's not the spell that's written in there at all. No. So she's going to try... So how does this work? Does she just do an incantation test to cast a spell?
Yes. And she can channel power and make it more likely to be successful and raise it 1 up the success level from standard to whatever the next one up is. Routine, is it? Or easy? I don't know.
Okay, so she can make it easier to cast.
At the cost...
By what, spending another action point?
No, at the cost, I think... Oh, channeling power. No, I think that actually, you're right. It might take another action point. Channel power. Yes, channel power takes another action point. Yeah.
Alright.
And it would mean, as well as costing an action point, that she would take a point on the peril threshold.
It goes 1 step down the peril threshold back.
Yep.
So it's not 1 point, it's 1 whole...
1 point on the track, if you know what I mean. That's what I mean.
I mean, you know, a peril threshold's quite good. A damage threshold is shit. But a peril threshold is quite good.
Well, for good reason.
So she'd just go to, like, imperiled, right?
Yeah, which doesn't have any particularly bad effects.
Yeah, alright, she'll do that. So she'll go to imperiled.
Yep.
She'll spend 2 action points to cast it, which means she'd get... so she'd do incantation. She can synergize, again, maybe with her folklore from what she's heard or whatever.
Yes.
And then instead of standard, it'll go to routine?
Yes.
Right, there we go, she does it. So she puts her hand in her pocket, or in her wedding dress pouch, and pulls out something that looks like grease. Maybe it's part of the boar or something like that, but her hands are like glistening, and she's chanting and she rubs her hands together. And if she does it, fucking hell, she gets it. Oh, I was gonna say she gets a free reroll. That's a different game, innit? Oh, I don't like giving all the fortune points to this fucking critter, but She'll use one. She doesn't, of course, have any personal ones, does she?
I don't think so.
Okay, so she'll try it again. Incantation. Synergize, but puts it to routine. Oh, thank God, okay. So she casts it. And this happens. I'll just post it in here. Boop. The fella with the tridents drops them both, gets slippy hands, drops them both on the ground.
Clutch whatever is in their hands. Fuck.
Yeah.
Both pitchforks slip out of its grasp
Clang.
and clang down to the ground. These
That's fucking
massive
brilliant, that.
black iron tridents sort of fall to
And
the ground.
she probably says some smug, "You're no match for the Witch Queen, go back into that box," or whatever. And she'll save one action point. You know, she's like a zealot. I mean, you know, she's always like giving us orders and stuff, but she ain't batted an eyelid at this thing, and now he's dropped his fucking tridents. I think that she's a bit scary because she actually like believes it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, she does. Awesome turn. Well done, Deputy Saguth.
Well done
Now,
for finally getting to cast a spell.
Yeah.
Something useful.
right, Merilicious is up next. Now, for the life of him, does he have anything? Right, he is sheathing his saber and drawing his hunting bow and knocking an arrow. I believe.
Can I tell him to do something?
You
In case
can.
He does it. I mean,
Yeah.
talking's a free action.
It is.
But it's not like a. I want to tell him when I see him like sheathing his saber. I'll say to him, "Go and grab that fucking trident before that thing grabs it back," and see if he'll actually do it. I do have a action point left,
Mm-hmm.
so I could do it as like an intimidate or something and try and make him do it.
You can, otherwise it's just words and he may or may not note them.
Is it one trident
Hey.
or two?
Two. One
Two,
each
but
hand.
he's dropped both of them.
Out of easy reach, so it's not like he's going to pick them up without moving.
Right, I'm going to try and intimidate Merilicious then. Well,
Okay?
you know, I'd sort of say I'd suggest it to him first, and if he doesn't move, I'm going to do an intimidate. Fucking go and get it, and then I'll synergize. Degrees of success, right?
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so he will resist with his resolve, degrees of success. He will synergize his bloody mindedness, I mean his leadership.
Okay.
He manages 3 plus 4, 7.
7, brilliant. I manage 0 plus 11, so 11. Go and fucking get it. Make
Oh,
yourself useful.
Okay.
My brawn bonus is 11, so I've got 11 plus 0.
I get you. So he's in the middle way of changing weapons, because he had an awesome plan that we will never know how awesome it was.
It's the same. I want to shoot the pendants as well, but I know I can't reach them from here.
Had the same idea.
But I
Well,
also don't want that
yeah,
guy to get his fucking tridents back.
they're both dead, these animated corpses, right now. So you know, he scampers and runs through Jabir's legs because he's massive, because he doesn't want to get anywhere near this freaking creature. Grabs one of these, frankly, massive tridents, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is his movement? Is it 6 or 7? Something like that. No, 10. Oh, brilliant. 8, 9, 10. steps through the shattered sort of like doorway. Oh, these splinters are really quite dangerous. Maybe we should do something about that. But he has successfully grabbed off and run off with one of the tridents.
He also takes 6 mental peril from me intimidating him, if that does anything.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
God.
Great. Terrified as he is, I'm doing it, master! He's got 6 peril threshold, so he's alright.
Oh, okay, so he's just okay, yeah.
Yeah. Just okay. So that's 1 for the movement, 1 to pick up, grab and lug that item. I think keep some action points just in case. Jabir, over to you.
Alrighty, it's herped up.
Go on. Oh,
Well, that's a shame.
it is rather. Oh, you're getting some help there from Shazguth. You're muted, by the way, if you're talking.
Yeah, Shazguth offered an assist, but only got a
Yeah.
fucking 5.
Yeah, the words of encouragement aren't quite enough. So unless you want to trigger a reroll, you've got 2 fortune points. That's all. You're gonna have to do with 2 APs.
You know what? I think I'll be fine with 2.
Okie dokie. After the bountiful riches of 4 earlier.
Yeah. Comes back around. Alright, let's use 1 to move up.
Yep. Yeah, this huge demon looks down at you as you approach.
And let's do as trolls do and
Twat
fucking
it?
smack it.
Yeah. What with? The bench or your splitting maul or?
Let's do it with the splitting maul.
Okay.
That's what I got at the moment.
Yeah, go for it.
Is there a plus for size? Because he looks pretty big, that dude.
He
Yeah.
is huge. There is a plus for size. And you're large. So there's 1 difference between you. So you get
Yeah.
plus 10.
Amazing.
Everyone else will get plus 20.
Oh,
Smack!
No!
Put
Damn
him
it.
back in
Oh
again.
my god!
Yeah, and it was
Jesus.
probably Ragnarok. It's just going, do be careful, my friend.
Back.
I don't know why Ragnarok's gone French, sorry. Can you roll?
Just split in
Yeah.
the blood that's around here. That's all.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's 2d10 plus 2 peril. Now, every time I roll this, I get told off for rolling 20. So if you want to roll 2d10 plus 2, and then...
Alright, I'll watch myself screw myself over. Ouch.
Oh, that's quite... yeah. So 15 peril as you overreach. What does that do to you?
1, 2, that's 14. That puts me over the second.
Oh, nasty. So you have to go 2 down the track. As we hear the back cracking, and Jabir is sort of a sort of flinch of pain, and the demon just sort of looks mournfully at him. I can sympathise. It's very cramped in that sarcophagus. Been in there for years. I think that's Jabir done, right?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
With no APs left, right?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Oh god.
Right, so this horrific reanimated corpse next to Bug starts to click and clack itself back together, and comes back to unlife, I suppose, I guess. picks itself up, 2 action points, stares at the dog in a confused way, and then I think it's going to shamble after Merilicious. Now,
Or gets an opportunity attack.
I was going to say, yeah, it's going to provoke an opportunity attack from Bug if he wants to take it.
It's free. It's no action points.
Yeah, just get a bite at him.
Yeah, then
Do it.
definitely.
So you can do a snarling bite.
Oh,
God damn it.
No, not unless you want to re-roll. You've got 2 tokens left, and he's also going to.
No.
Yeah, okay, fair play. Jabir, you now also get a free opportunity attack as it shambles past you. So, glancing round in pain, holding your lower back, you see this animated corpse shambling past you.
Jesus Christ, I got
Oh,
refreshed in a sec.
Well,
That was
do you want to spend one or leave it?
I'm gonna leave it.
Okay. Then it continues its way. I can't imagine them. Oh, its movement is better than I thought it was. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shambles right up to Merilicious. 7 gets alongside him. And Merilicious eyes him coming round. Oh no, that's not quite what I had in mind. Really? Great. The next reanimated corpse remains twitching at Ragrut's feet because it's incapacitated and unconscious. Brings us to
That's the one,
Ragrut.
hang on. That's the one that Ragrut chopped the head off and danced around with the head.
Yeah, it's not doing anything, it's just twitching.
Okay.
I have thoughts about that, but I'll leave that where it is. What would Ragrut like to do?
I think Ragrut would like to have a go at this big beastie.
The massive
Come on,
demon!
Ragrut.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I've heard that. Master.
Go on.
So.
So, that size difference, is that plus what?
20.
20?
Yeah. Ragrut counts as
That's
normal.
Size, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Ragrut's pretty brave, really.
He's a magnificent bastard, if I remember.
He is.
So,
Can't really
Am I-
remember what that means, but
am I close enough, or do I need to actually do an action point to move closer?
You need to shuffle up the stairs a bit, yeah, technically.
Okay. So that's 1 action point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make this count.
Stab at its foot.
that's 20 to hit.
It's 20 to hit.
Yeah, I want to see if I can slice its Achilles heel.
Mm.
With this plus 20. Come on, we can do this.
You could, if you wanted to.
Oh!
Fucking never mind.
Crit.
Wow.
Great, good lad. So he can't.
You can't block it or dodge it or anything because a crit overwhelms that. And in my game, I'll give you another D6 Fury dice on top. How'd you do? 4.
Four.
Okay, so at the moment you've got 15 damage.
Has Ragnarok got any personal? I can remember the name of it.
Fortune points.
Fortune point.
I mean, Ragnarok did write a diary,
Let's say 1.
so technically.
Okay, should we use that 1 to turn
Hell yeah. Oh,
1
yeah.
into a 6? Turn the 2 into a 6.
Yeah, turn the 2 into a 6, which pluses 4. So that's 11 plus 8, 19 damage.
Ragnarok's
Another
very
D6.
pleased.
Very
Another
pleased.
D6.
So you stab at this massive demon. It goes from
23.
Oh, yeah, okay. 23 from the exploded. Nice. So unharmed. 12. Lightly wounded. 18. It's now moderately wounded. Just under what it needs to get to serious. As you stab it. And it does actually acknowledge this pain. Looks perturbed at being stabbed by this little creature. And now it is moderately wounded, so you can roll a d6 and see if you generate an injury. For that on its own is not going to generate an injury.
Okay.
Or use one. But
Yeah, I'll use it.
I think if we can get it injured,
Yeah,
might have a chance of.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I will use one.
Yeah,
I'll flip
you use one and flip it. Nice one, good call. And you can take. Oh, hang on, let me give you the moderate injury cards. Bloop! So the bottom one. You want that?
Yep.
We really have no space for injury cards. You'll have to put them, up there.
I can't see it. Yep.
It's at the top.
And then I'll flip it.
Rattled
Rattled
brain.
brain.
Initiative
Until
by
fully
3.
recuperated, reduce
Oh.
your initiative by 3. Okay, so it's got initiative 10. 9, 8, 7. Okay. And I just shuffle it after the dog and Shazgoth. That really, right at the end of the round now. I think that was a very good outcome. Anything else for Rutty Rags?
No, going to hold on to that last remaining action point.
I think that's very wise. Okay. Then, distressingly, the reanimated corpse next to Shagbox starts to heal up a little bit. As it is
Even
wont
without a
to
head?
do. Yes, even without a head.
That one, it's this one.
It's,
I know.
yeah.
But it can't do anything.
It stands up, spending 2 action points. Is that one incapacitated
Are
because
we
of the
not-
cerebral contusion?
Yeah. Yeah. We get some coloured dots on them, maybe.
Yeah, I think that one is actually because of the punctured lung. I didn't put any. Yeah, that's the punctured lung one. That's why it's incapacitated. The one next to
Okay.
Ragrut has the cerebral contusion. Punctured lung
Okay.
must remain unconscious. Yeah, so it just heals up a bit, but that's as far as it goes. It doesn't do anything, but you can see it sort of healing away. But it can't get past that injury. Utarigna, it's over to you. Situation is interesting.
Okay, so has this big dude got his back to me still? Can I not see the pendants?
I think he's moving around and looking down at, look down at Jabir, and I think as he sort of like swung his torso, you would have seen these pendants, but it's going to be hard for you to hit them from where you are because these bloody big wings. So you've seen them, you know where they are, but they're not easily in sight right now.
Okay, so my question is, if I'm going to shoot them, do I need to move? Or is he turning around so that I can wait? And I want to do a cold shot anyway, so...
Yeah, you need to move to get good line of sight right now.
Okay, so I'll do that. I'll just move over all these.
Hop over the...
That's what my movement's like. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll get to here.
Yeah.
On the way, I'll just... Is it an action point to pull a bow out or no?
No, it's
see.
free.
Right, okay. Okay, but it's an action point to load an arrow.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to spend another one of mine to give me an extra action point.
Nice.
So I can do a cold shot
Yeah.
and aim right for his chest, right through one of the pendants to his chest.
Oakley dokley.
I don't know which dwarf is which pendant, so
Yep.
it's just pot luck. So I get -10 for doing a cold shot, but I get plus 20 because he's big.
You do. And what does cool shot do? It means that if you hit, it cannot
He
be
can't
dodged
dodge or
or
parry.
parry. Okie dokie, and you'll hit what you want.
So
Which is
I
the
got
pendant.
plus 10 altogether. That's all, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's pottery. It's going to go through it and right through his chest.
Might do.
Okay. So I'll spend my last. We've only got one left in the pot, haven't we?
Yeah.
I'll spend my one last one to re-roll that.
Go for it.
And bow. Plus 10. Boom. Okay. So cold shot just means you can't dodge or parry. It don't give me any other dice or anything, does it?
No.
So I've got 9. And I have to use it because I've none left, so I'm going to use. If I use it, I can't do an injury anyway. It's fine, I'll do it. I'm going to flip that to make the 4 into a 6. That's 9, 10, 11.
I've just read the
Yeah,
compendium. You
oh,
get to
12.
Yep. After it says with a cool shot, after successfully striking, you can add a 1d6 fury die to the total damage.
Brilliant.
Well as it not
Okay,
being
then
able to
I
parry.
don't spend that. I don't spend that one.
Yep.
But that's the extra one. So I got 12 damage altogether.
Okie dokie, 12 points of damage. Okay, so, you know, that you see one of the pottery pendants just shatter as your arrow strikes it, and then it slams into the chest of the demon on top. So I'm going to reduce the damage a bit, because some of it was taken by the pendant.
What's the armor plus of a pendant damage threshold? Of a pottery pendant.
I'm saying it's 1. Taking 1 off. So what did you do? 10 there?
11.
Oh, 11.
No, I did 12, so
Okay.
11 total.
Has a damage threshold of 12, so it strikes into the demon and then sort of like bounces off. So we've now established that demon flesh is considerably tougher than pottery. I'm sure that makes a lot of sense. And
Cool, but one of them pendants is gone.
one of those pendants is gone. And roll a d4 for me. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this one is 4.
4 at the door.
4 at the door.
Merilicious, let's hope it's 4. No, number 2. Number 2's down.
Number
The one
2.
next to my brother.
Oh, I didn't see a d4 appear in the chat, did you?
Alright, I didn't see that.
Oh, there it is.
Do you not see it?
No, it's just
Yeah,
appeared. It's a bit late.
Just come through.
Just come through. That's weird. You knew what it was well before we did. Okay, so number 1, number 2. This one next to you, Shagbok, you glance down and you see that, you know, that animated corpse, which was just about to start rebuilding itself, I have to point out, just crumbles away into dust, and this black mist rises off it, and it is properly dead. Nice work.
Steve, the thing that's come out of this big sarcophagus in the middle, it's not dwarven, is it? It's a demon.
It is a demon, not a dwarf, certainly not, no, but it has dwarven symbols on its necklace.
Not anything, yeah. Right, okay.
Yeah. Anything else for Tavigna?
No, I'm good.
Okie dokie. Shagbok.
How in comparison to height ratio from Jabir to Demon, is it? Is it like twice the height?
Not quite. I mean, Jabir is what, about 9 foot tall? 10 on a good day. I mean, depends on whether his back is out. The demon is about,
Back's done in on that.
13, 14 foot tall.
Okay.
And
How would I go about actually kind of like running up Jabir and jumping off Jabir's shoulders onto that beast?
I'd like an athletics test, and then we'll see what happens. and that'd be part of your movement.
Yeah. I might actually use my extra fortune point
For another action point.
So many games. Thank you. Okay, so we're doing athletics.
Doing a bit of Assassin's Creed with the bad axe.
Yeah, I think I would do also toughness, I suppose.
Synergized toughness, excellent.
Yeah. So would it be standard?
Yeah.
Go
Whoa!
on. Go on.
Oh,
Okay, so just to add insult to injury, because Jabir, you're suffering with a bad back, you know. Shagbok, taking a point of corruption, I think, for just doing this to his troll colleague. Sort of like steps off your knee and then, sort of like jumps off your arm onto your where you have these bucklers and then launches himself in the air.
Okay, I've got my 2 axes in my hand as well. So as I kind of come
2
down,
strikes.
bring them down onto this.
Yep. Excellent.
So I suppose that would be. Suppose that would be 2 then. Further actions.
It's 2 action points, 2 attacks.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So minus
Okay.
10 on one, but actually it will be plus 10, and then standard on the other.
Okay, so plus 10 on the first one. Success!
Oh,
Bang!
First attack
Explodes.
does 21 points of damage.
Okay. I think I'm going to use. I'm going to increase that. I'm going to use my final.
Use your final personal token to
My final.
turn, let's say. Ooh, what happened there? So, yeah, 7, and then it rolled a 6. I'll turn that 2 into a 6, so plus 4 is 25, and then you can roll a d6 from the exploding fury dice.
1.
So 27 points of damage as you strike at this demon. It does have an action point. Yeah, it attempts to parry. Now, you've done that at plus 10, so, and it's slow. So this gives him a standard parry. Okay. So as you spring up,
You should.
as you spring up and swing your axe down, he just catches your axe and leaves you and sort of like bats it away as you are still falling. But you've got a second attack.
Yeah.
And you should get that fortune point back because you wouldn't have spent it if the damage didn't go through.
Yeah. So that is not spent. So it's a freebie, ready to use again.
Okay, I'll add it back in a minute. So I've got to go back to combat. Make sure I use the right axe because I've already used my battle axe. So this is my woodman's axe.
The woodsman's axe is next. Yep.
And it's
Straight to hit, standard. So
8.
that does hit. Yep.
And I will use that token. I'll just
Use the one that you got back. Yep. Brilliant. So
so that into 6.
yeah,
so the
so
one
that's
into
in
a
the-
6.
yeah, 1 into a 6. So we add 5 to that.
And then I'll do a d6.
Yep. 13, and then a d6 on top. Come on. 13. So
4.
that's 17. Nice. Okay. And he can't do anything about that one as it bats 1 away. So 17. Where is it? That pushes him up to seriously wounded. So you can roll 2d6 as your axe bites in and see if you can generate an injury.
Yes. Oh, go on. Well done.
You do, so you can draw a serious injury, so that's the top card.
Okay. Could I use that token to turn that 5 into a 6 as well?
You can if you want another one, yeah. 2 serious injuries.
Is that worth doing?
I think it could be worth doing.
Really... Fuck yeah. Well, I don't want to give it to you, really. I mean, would it be worth doing?
Yeah, if you get instantly slain.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I mean, can you overflip one card and see what happens? Would you have to decide before you flip them?
I think you have to decide before you flip.
Fair enough.
I'll flip it.
Okay.
So 2 serious ones, yeah?
Yeah, and put them up the top next to Rattle Brain, if you don't mind. Excellent.
Okay.
Constantly tidying up this mess over it.
Right, first one.
Head trauma!
Okay.
Until fully recuperated, it cannot use any special actions in combat. Right, that limits what it can do. Nicely done. Misfortune, roll on the grievous injury table instead. Awesome. Okay.
Oh,
so
worth doing.
Pick the middle deck.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just get rid of that misfortune card. We don't need it. And okay, grievous injury. What do we get there? Maimed foot. Until fully recuperated, you cannot use any weapon with an encumbrance value of 2 or more as you're in pain. Oh, okay. So yeah, as it pushes away the blow with the battle axe, and you come down and you sort of like strike its body, you slam down onto its foot, you know, yourself, and you hear the cracking of bones, and the sorrowful demon goes, "Oh, that's really uncalled for. It's going to cause me a great deal of bother now." As you crack into its foot. Can you make either an athletics test or a coordination test, whichever you like, to try and keep your feet as you come crunching down on its foot?
Let's have a quick look. Or coordinate, I'm doing athletics. Again, I'll do toughness.
Yeah, perfect. To stick the landing. Oh!
Shit!
Can't re-roll that shit. Okay, so you stick the landing, you shatter its foot, but now you are prone. So, you know, you have to... We'll put the snail of proneness symbol on, you know, and you're on your arse, and he looks down and says, "I'm only going to give you 4 out of 10 for that landing," he says. Nearly at the end of the round, Bug. The brave Bug. The hero, Bug. What do you want Bug to do?
The brave Bug. This dwarf here, is it an issue for us, or is it just
It's incapacitated.
laying there?
Yeah, I mean, it's regenerated. You see its bones reforming, but it is incapacitated because of its injury. And ain't doing nothing. It's not an issue.
Alrighty, I'm gonna have Bug come up over here and just be waiting to assist somehow.
Sure, absolutely. Could do run interference and has 2 action points to do assist reactions. Nice one. Okay, Deputy Shazguth. I see you've been pondering spells, probably. Done magnificently so far.
No.
Nope.
God, no, she's got like one good spell that she can do. Everything else she doesn't have any reagents for, so
Oh yeah.
she's not very useful. And he's not holding anything else, so If he'd got Shagbrook in a chokehold or something, he would have tried it again. But she's going to look around the floor. I imagine there's like shards of the door, shards of that bench that got smashed up,
yes.
bits of rubble.
All kinds of shit.
She's got bugger weapons. She ain't going to go and punch it. She's going to pick up a shard of like shattered door and fling it. Is it an action point to pick it up?
No.
Is it just a free object?
Free object interaction, free action.
So she will pick up a shard of like door or whatever.
Yep.
And she's going to take 2 action points to aim.
Lovely. I like where this is going. Yeah.
And aim right for one of the pendants. You know, aim for its chest, but ideally aim for a pendant.
Okie dokie, as opposed to doing a cool shot. That's the other option.
Yeah, but the cold shot is that he can't dodge or parry.
He can't, so he might be able to evade this, and well, he can't anyway. Yeah, so horses for courses, isn't it?
There's no action points.
Yeah.
So she's going to try to do because she's not very good at. So there's simple range, right?
Simple ranged, yeah, and it's 1 plus PB is the range.
She's got enough range. So because it's not a weapon attack, it's just a skill test. Can she synergize?
Well, it is a skill test. Simple range is the combat skill.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is we don't synergize when we attack with weapons.
No.
I'm saying, can she synergize when she attacks with just a bit of...
Because it is an improvised throwing weapon, so it counts as a weapon. So no, she can't.
So she can't synergize, right? No. Okay. Right, okay. So she's got plus 20 because she aimed twice. She's got another plus 10 because it's big. You can't get.
Sure,
20.
yeah, yeah.
So she'll just aim once because the sheet doesn't go up that much.
Can't go that high.
She'll just do one aim.
Yeah. How did it go? Ooh, unfortunate.
No, she missed him. She missed the pendant. She'll save 1 action point.
Save an action point, okay. And the demon will look down at where he was struck. Finally, after with its rattled brain, it starts to come to, really. Wincing in pain because its foot has been crushed. What can it do now? I've completely forgotten what the heck it can do. It's been so bloody long. Hasn't got its pitchforks. It's a bit of a shit. Can't do any special actions, so that's that plan I had all bloody turn gone. Well, I think it's just going to attempt to stings you with the last thing to cause it pain. Shagbok slams down at you with his ragged claws. It's a fast weapon, so any parries, any defense is going to be at -10.
I've got any defense.
You've got a shield.
You've got my shield,
yeah.
So do I do parry with my shield thing on there?
Yeah, well, unless you want to just let me hit you, that's fine as well. You can do that.
No.
No, you can.
So,
you can. It can happen.
+10.
Yeah, be parry is standard because it's all cancelling out.
The standard, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Eyes, go on.
Okay, yeah, so it sort of like smashes down with its claws, and you raise your arm on which you have your buckler strapped. Just in case you were wondering how he wields 2 weapons and has a shield, this is it. He's got a buckler strapped to his arm, and you sort of like deflect off as you're on the ground on one sort of like knee because you're prone, right? And the demon raises an eyebrow. I said, yeah, well, that's really quite impressive, I suppose. So that's an action point spent. He's got
The best
one more
well-mannered
left.
demon we've ever met.
Yeah. He then flaps his wings and takes to the air, offering you a free opportunity attack.
Oh, definitely.
Nice.
Battle axe.
And Ragrot as well, right?
Yes.
And Jabir as well, right?
Everyone can have an opportunity attack on him.
No. Battle axe. And would it be routine or standard because of his size still, or
Routine.
20
Plus 20 actually altogether.
plus 20?
Okay, so he has got one action point to attack, one to move as he flies and takes off. He's got one left, so he just attempts to batter away your battle axe. That's really rather rude. So we'll attempt to parry. He gets plus 10 because it's a slow attack. But you did plus 20, so actually, that becomes standard. All cancels out. Closest, damn it. Yeah, just pushes your battle axe away. Please no, you've done enough harm as it is. Continues to take up, and then next attack on him.
So would that be for Ragnarok? Would it be still easy plus 20, or is it the plus 30 because it's even bigger for Ragnarok?
No, he's normal size. We've established that. So he's at the lower end of normal, so he gets plus 20 as well. Otherwise, he would be weaker with his fury dice.
Has he also got an extra plus 10 because he's outnumbered if there's 3 people on him?
Yeah, we are in an outnumbering situation and everyone's attacking. So yeah, absolutely, I will accept that.
So we're doing
Plus 30.
Plus 30.
plus 30.
Stab, 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 stab.
Oh, shit.
It's a shame because that's a really nice shitload of damage.
Has she got a reroll though?
Used it, I think.
Something with a reroll?
Don't think they get auto rerolls unlike you. Haven't got bad axe or anything. I don't think so. No tokens either.
No, if he had a fortune point, he could use it, but we ain't got any left.
Nope. You have not. So that just goes wide. Good try though. Who's left? Jabir. Do you want to have a crack at it?
Yep.
It's taken off arrogantly.
So what is that? A plus 10 or plus 20 for me then?
For you, it's a plus 10.
Extra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus 20 without numbering.
Without numbering. Yeah.
Nice!
Plus 20 altogether.
Look at that!
You clobber him! I really thought he was going to get away with that because no fortune points. Never mind!
Explodes.
Yeah. 24. Okay, nice work. So 24 then. That pushes him 1, 2. How does Jabir take down
No!
the demon
Fucking
of
hell.
sorrow?
No way!
Go on.
God,
He's
Jabir.
gonna bury the splitting maul into his stomach and just rip it down. So just innards become the outards.
Oh, nice.
And the final words of the sorrow demon are, "That's not exactly how I thought things were going to go," as he expires. And we shall
well
leave
done,
things
Well done, yeah.
there. Nicely done. Now there are still a few animated corpses about. But I'm sure we can take care of those next time. Nice work.
Awesome.
Very well done.